Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Audry Mahadewi Putri Demas. I'm a psychology student at Syarif Hidayatullah State Islamic University, Jakarta. This time, I will bring arguments related to the effectiveness of e-learning. The question is e-learning effectively implemented in Indonesia? Before we discuss it, we have to know what is effectiveness and e-learning is. First, effectiveness in KBBI means a state of influence, impressive things, success of a business or action. The characteristic of the effectiveness of learning programs are successful in delivering students to achieve predetermined instructional goals, providing an attractive learning experience, involving students actively so that it supports the achievement of instructional objectives and has facilities that support the teaching and learning process. E-learning stands for electronic learning. Learning that is done using an online system makes subject matter more accessible easily and more broadly by students. This makes it easier for educators and students to continue teaching and learning. However, the activity encourages teaching and learning provides its own obstacles, both for educators and students, starting from teaching materials to the learning media used. Now, let's discuss how effective an e-learning system is. The biggest obstacle to online learning is the instability of the internet. Internet instability makes students feel restless and feel that online learning is not effective as face-to-face learning. Even though the location of the house or educational institution is in the city, it does not guarantee internet stability. I made a survey with Google Forms with 3 questions and got responses from 16 students. The 16 students consist of 11 first semester students, 2 second semester students, and 3 third semester students. Based on the first diagram above, it's made based on the responses of the 16 students to the question, "Do you like online learning?" It's evident that from 16 respondents, 12 people did not like online learning and 4 people like online learning. They explained it that the online learning made them sleepy, unfocused, difficult to understand learning, bored, and difficult to interact with. Problems around internet connection are also mentioned. The internet they get is often unstable, so they feel the learning they are doing is hampered and ineffective. They prefer face-to-face learning because according to them are few obstacles. As we know, online learning has only recently been widely implemented in Indonesia due to the COVID-19. This makes teachers and students unprepared to learn how the system and realization when online learning is carried about, because it's difficult for all teachers or lecturers to use technology. Respondents to a survey conducted by the author live in urban areas, but they still admit that it's sometimes difficult to get a stable connection. Students who responded that they like studying online said they like study online because it was flexible. Online learning is indeed easy to do anytime and anywhere, and they can also study while they are working in their office, so they don't worry about the time difference between study and work. That's why learning is done online benefits them in terms of time. For the second question is, in your opinion, is online learning effective when studying theory? The second diagram is a representation of the second question asked by the author. The diagram shows that 69% of respondents, or 11 students, answered that they did not agree that online learning was effective when learning theory. This allows us to know that even though what is conveyed is only theory, online learning is still no less effective. Respondents gave answer why they felt it was less effective. Again, due to the instability of the internet, the sound does not sound clear or is broken. When they want to repeat the explanation, they feel bad for other students who already understand because they are not bothered by unstable connections. As a result, They continue to follow the learning that has changed material even though they don't understand the previous material. And then the last question is, in your opinion, is online learning effective when doing practicum? All responses is not agree that online learning is effective when doing practicum. They answered that if the practicum was carried out online, they would not be able to carry out the practicum properly because of the lack of direction from the instructor, who might not be able to pay attention to students who are fully practicing. Moreover, practicums that require outdoor location make it difficult for student and teacher to interact with each other. Practicum is one of the learning activities that is very important for students because it measures students' abilities for after sometimes has been presented with theory. If the practicum is not accompanied by a teacher, then the practicum may have an error in the assessment. As a result, students feel they lack expertise in the field they are taking because of the ineffectiveness that occurs in the practicum they are doing. Indeed, not all students responded that they did not like online learning and felt that online learning was ineffective. Some of them like studying online and find it effective when learning theory online. This shows that online learning is not completely ineffective because it still shows its effectiveness in some respondents. Students feel that online learning is more flexible, can be done anywhere, and facilitate the learning process. This is in accordance with a survey that was previously conducted on teachers and a number of students. The survey results said that e-learning is useful and effective as a tool learning. From the discussion above, we can conclude that e-learning has not been fully effective to implement. E-learning should be used only to add learning material and prioritize face-to-face learning for the learning system.